Welcome to the Power in Motion podcast, the show for women who want to develop a kinder relationship with their body so you can feel healthy, happy, and confident without restricting food, doing torturous exercise, or constantly worrying about the number on the scale. I'm your host, Kim Hagel, size inclusive fitness specialist and certified non-diet health and life coach specializing in body image. This podcast is here to provide weight neutral, health at every size aligned information and coaching on sustainable habits and mindset shifts so you can feel your very best in the body you have right now. Let's lace up our runners and go for a walk while we chat. Hello. How are you doing, friend? Hey, if you're listening to this episode in real time, it's September 13th, so summer is officially over and the kids are back at school. And I don't know about you, but this time of year always kind of feels like New Year's to me. Back to routine, new beginnings, fresh goals and perspectives after some rest and relaxation over the summer. Hopefully, you had a great summer and you had some time to rest, relax, and play. I certainly did. If you've been following the podcast for a while, you know that I took a bit of a summer slowdown with my business. I didn't take the whole summer off, but I did decrease my workload considerably, and I didn't take on any new clients so that I could have a little more time for spontaneity and family, and it was really nice. My summer was fun and restful and full of reflection and learnings, and the time off really did result in a renewed vision and passion for my work, which I thought I'd share with you on the show today. So, on today's episode, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about what I've been up to, both personally and behind the scenes in my business, and to update you on my renewed mission and vision and my plans for the future with the podcast and my business offerings. So, let's start with what I've been up to personally. It was a bit of a different summer in that we didn't go on any family vacations. My oldest two kids are 15 and 18, and they both had full-time summer jobs, and they really wanted to work as much as possible, which kind of made it tricky to get away. So we really just tried to have more fun around home. We enjoyed our pool. We had lots of barbecues and family gatherings. We just tried to spend as much time together as possible. My brother and his family visited from Alberta for a few weeks, which was really nice. I actually have two younger brothers, and the last time we were all together was my wedding, which was almost 6 years ago. So it was really great to have us all together, our partners, our kids for a weekend. I know I remember as a kid, some of my favorite times were with my cousins. So it was really cool to watch our kids enjoy that special time together. We also sent my oldest daughter off to college this summer, Labor Day weekend. So I was really intentional about maximizing time with her before she went off. She's just been gone a few days at the time of this recording. And man, oh man, the house feels so empty without her. I really do miss her, but I'm so happy for her and I'm proud to watch her go and spread her wings. What else? I did a bit of golfing this summer. Three of my girlfriends and I participate in a ladies' fun golf league, which is really just more about hanging out and talking than golfing, which is honestly quite perfect. I did a bit of running with the Trail Sisters group. You heard from a few of them last week. Still kind of struggling with a bit of an injury myself, so I'm not running as much as I'd like or as easily as I'd like, but I really do love that social time, so I try to make it a priority. And my husband, Scott, and I got away for one night. We don't get a lot of time to ourselves as special needs parents, but we're fortunate to have some great support people to help us out from time to time, and we really cherish those occasional nights away. I also went camping this summer in a tent way up in northern Ontario, like way past Sault Ste. Marie with one of my girlfriends. And if you know me at all, that's a huge deal. I am not much of a camper, more of a glamper if I ever do go. So this was a big stretch. And not only did I set up my own tent, but we even strung up tarps in the trees to create a shelter from the rain. I was really impressed with it. And my dad, who's a retired Boy Scout leader, was pretty impressed with me too. Plus, it was a week away from my family and far enough away that I really couldn't turn around and come home if anyone needed me. So that was a bit uncomfortable, to say the least. I mean, if you're a mom, I'm sure you can appreciate how hard it is to do things for yourself. But at the same time, I was kind of excited to disconnect from social media and to be surrounded by nature and have some time and space to rest, reflect, and recharge. And that's exactly what I did. My friend Becky and I, we did some hiking together and we swam in the very, very cold Lake Superior. We took in some amazing sights. Like, if you have never been up to Northern Ontario, it is really something to behold. It is so untouched, and you just can't help but feel connected to the earth and to the creator. It was really quite healing. And though the silence and the spaciousness can kind of seem isolating and overwhelming at times, when you remove all of the noise, like the hustle and bustle of life and the chatter of social media, there's a clarity of thought that can happen and a space for creativity. So that week was hugely transformative for me in terms of personal growth and renewing my vision. Having absolutely nothing to do provided the opportunity for me to really think about what I want to do, or more specifically, how I want to be in business and in life. And I think one of the main traps that many entrepreneurs fall into, and myself included, is that we are so passionate about our work, but we tend to get caught up in the weeds of it all. There is a lot to do as a business owner, particularly if you're a one woman show like I am, and it's easy to get bogged down by the to do list and all of the little things that happen behind the scenes, like the admin and the social media and the marketing and the networking and the continuing education, and on it goes, that you can kind of lose sight of your mission. And it's also really easy, at least for me, to fall into a trap of comparison and self judgment where you measure your success based on external metrics or what you see other people doing. It's not unlike diet culture. And that's honestly one of the biggest revelations I had while I was away is, how diet culture tells us there's a right and a wrong way to look, and that we should be exercising and eating perfectly in order to try to achieve this so called ideal body. And the business world isn't really a whole lot different. Success, in air quotes, in business is measured by the amount of money you're making. And the way that we're told to make that money is to hustle and grind and grow your social media followings by catering to the algorithm and use ads and create shiny new programs and make sure everything looks perfectly branded. Essentially, do everything perfectly, like follow the diet, follow these proven strategies, and the business and life of your dream will follow. And when that hit me, when I realized that, well, first, it really pissed me off. I was so mad that I didn't see how those same systems of oppression that had led me to believe I had to change my body to be acceptable and worthy had also led me to believe that I had to prove my worth in my business by doing all these things that I didn't enjoy and that don't even really matter to meet some arbitrary definition of success. And just like you can't hate on your body and expect to suddenly love it if you lose weight, nor can you hustle and grind and sacrifice and suddenly expect to feel satisfied and successful when and if you hit a certain revenue target. So once I got over being pissed about that, I set to work practicing what I preach and getting really clear on how that way of thinking was or wasn't serving me and how it was or wasn't serving my clients. And I really spent the rest of the summer intentionally creating and thinking new thoughts about my mission and how I want to be as an entrepreneur. And that started by getting really clear on how I choose to define success and what matters to me and who I am here to serve. And I also took some time during the summer to talk to people about what they see as needs within the fitness space. I talked to past clients and people who follow me on social media. I asked a lot of questions about what's working, what isn't working, what's impacting your relationship with fitness, what's keeping you feeling like you're stuck. And I had some really powerful and valuable conversations. And man, do I ever feel a whole lot clearer. Now more than ever, I see just how many people, women especially, the fitness industry leaves behind. There are so many people who are missing out on all the amazing benefits of movement, like having more energy, better moods and sleep, having less pain and stiffness in your body, and overall improved physical and mental health because of the toxic messaging and the weight stigma and the all or nothing thinking that exists within the fitness industry. There are so many women who are afraid to visit a gym because they've either have injuries or they don't feel comfortable in their body. They're afraid of being judged, or they don't know how to use the equipment, or they've been forced to push themselves to do exercise that hurts, or they fear that no one will help them or teach them how to use the equipment. And and that's a problem. And you know what? As big as the non-diet movement is getting, and there are lots of amazing non-diet fitness professionals out there offering incredible weight neutral classes and personal training, that's fantastic. But I still know there are tons of women who would never try out those classes because they're just so turned off by exercise. The experiences that they've had, the messages that they've internalized have left them with such a bad taste in their mouth that they just hate the thought of exercise in the traditional sense. And they're so turned off by it. And that's the woman I am most passionate about helping. And by that, I don't mean convincing her somehow to like exercise. I mean, helping her to unpack all that baggage that's getting in the way of her experiencing the benefits of movement so that she feels safe and willing to engage with movement on her terms. I mean, I've said before, I don't care if you ever go to a gym or exercise in the traditional sense. Like, we don't need exercise as humans. We just need movement. But lots of women are afraid or unable to access joyful movement because they've been so damaged by the fitness industry. So I'm on a mission to change that. I've got renewed vision and passion to help all women experience the benefits that come from moving their bodies in a safe, respectful, and joyful way. And in terms of how that translates in my business, I've also been thinking a lot about success and what success means to me. And success now looks like staying focused on my mission and my vision, staying focused on you, and staying true to my own desires, and not giving a shit about the algorithm or sounding and looking perfect and focusing on external metrics. Success, I'm realizing, is a feeling that comes from being in alignment, from making an impact, no matter how big or small, and from honoring myself. So, what does that all mean? What will this all look like going forward? Well, a few things. First up, my presence on social media. I'm still there, but I'm constantly evaluating my relationship with it. I'm becoming more and more aware of how these platforms are literally designed to be addictive, to keep us there for hours, and to make us feel like crap about ourselves. So I've been limiting my own personal time on social media, being really conscious of how and what I consume. And I want my own experience of social media to be easy and fun. And I want those who follow me to find the content to be authentic and valuable and uplifting. So you're going to find me a whole lot less filtered, less perfectly branded, less scheduled, less rehearsed, a whole lot more in the moment, inspired, and candid. So I'm still active on Instagram and Facebook. I've recently added TikTok, but it's going to be the same content across the board. I'm going to be repurposing things to make things easy and fun for me. I don't want to be creating a whole bunch of different content for each platform. So my recommendation is choose your favorite platform and follow me there. Now, I did have a Facebook group, the Joyful Movement Show community, but I'm going to archive that. In evaluating what I have bandwidth for, it just didn't make the cut. It was originally created as a place to share free content and to foster community, both of which are really important to me. But I have the podcast here and also my email list where I deliver high value free content. And I also have a new offering to address the community piece, which I'll tell you about in just a sec. So the Facebook group is going to be archived. The podcast will continue. This is and always has been my favorite platform and where I really feel like I connect best with you folks. I love teaching, and I like that I can offer you tools that will really move the needle for you in your life for free. So, the Joyful Movement Show will continue. And I'm also adding in a video version of the podcast to YouTube, and I will be uploading the transcripts for all the episodes to the blog post just to make things more accessible. You can find archives of all of the past episodes on my website at radiantvitality.ca/podcasts. And going forward, all of the transcripts will be on those blog posts, and I'm in the process of adding them to past episodes. Third, I love teaching workshops. So, workshops are being planned for the fall and winter, and I will announce the dates and topics before too long. These will all be low cost, but high value workshops to really help you do the work to change your relationship with exercise and give you that quick win to help you get off the start stop cycle. And then, lastly, my paid coaching programs. So I have created a lot of offers over the last couple of years, trying out different things, different ways to deliver programs. And you've probably heard about all of them here if you have listened to the podcast for a while. And maybe it's a little bit confusing at this point about what I do and how you can work with me. So, as a result of all this thought work that I've done on my mission and who I'm most passionate about helping, I've really streamlined things. So, as of right now, here are the 4 ways that you can work with me. The first is one-on-one personal training, whether that be in person at my studio in Goderich, Ontario, or virtually over Zoom, where I work right alongside you, guiding you through movement tailored to your goals and your abilities. So I have limited spots available for that. And it's generally a 3-month commitment where we meet twice a week. And at this moment, it's $585 Canadian dollars a month. Secondly, I have my Right Body for Me program, and this is my 6-month one-to-one coaching program with that group coaching experience that's really focused on helping you transform your body image and your relationship with food and exercise. And this program is definitely staying because it's just so transformative. And I really love being able to offer one-to-one coaching for those folks who are really ready to go deep and to do the work of getting lasting change. So at this time, you can apply and join that program any time of the year, and it's $497 Canadian dollars per month for the 6 months. Third thing I have is group fitness classes, and those are offered seasonally, both in person or virtually. And class times and class types, they change regularly. So the best place to stay up to date with what's currently being offered is by following my social media or checking out my website. But the thing that I am most excited about is my brand new offering. And this is something that I have thought about doing for a really long time, but it wasn't until I kind of disconnected from my business and did all of this clarity work that it really seemed fitting and fun to do this now. So it's called the What Moves Me Functional Movement Membership. And it's a community for exactly that woman I described at the beginning of the podcast. That person who either hates exercise or is afraid of hurting themselves or lacks the knowledge to know how to begin, or who's just so over the all or nothing, no pain, no gain, sculpt this, burn that, before and afters, that weight centric, toxic Fitspo yuck, but really wants to feel the benefits of movement in a way that feels safe, accessible, and fun. Inside, our members have the opportunity to experiment with different types of movement that'll really make a difference in how you feel and how your body functions without any judgment, without any expectations, guilt, shame tactics, or fake motivation. And in addition to the movement piece, there's also a mindset and coaching piece where you're supported to unpack all of that yucky Fitspo baggage, all that internalized messaging that leads you to think that if it's not 110%, it's crap. Or if you take a modification, you're lazy. Or if you miss a day, you'll lose everything you gained. All that messaging from Fitspo forms our thoughts about exercise or movement and our motivation to participate. So thought work and coaching is a big part of what we do inside. But the thing I'm really most excited about with the membership is that the cost is really reasonable. It's just $79 a month, and you can stay for as short or as long as you want, which I think is a steal for all of the value that's inside. But I feel really great about it because I know that personal training and one-to-one coaching is a service that isn't accessible to everyone. And I really wanted to offer the ability for folks to get the transformation they desire at a price point that's affordable. So I'm going to share more about the membership on an upcoming episode. But if you're keen to learn more about it right now, there is a link in the show notes. It's just a Google Doc at this time that explains what it's all about. This is me taking imperfect action and just getting the word out there into the world, even though I don't have a fancy web page to go with it yet, because I don't want anyone to have to delay in getting the help that they need. So that's what's new with me. Lots of changes, but at the core of it all, things are very much the same. I honestly feel so excited and proud that I get to do this work, and that no matter how you engage with my business, whether that's through my free or paid offerings, that I get to walk alongside you on your journey towards joyful movement. Now, connecting with you is one of my favorite parts of the job. So, by all means, if this podcast is having an impact on you, please send me a message and let me know. I'd love to chat with you. And if you got a minute, please go and leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, because that really helps other women who need this messaging be able to find it. So, I'll see you back here next Monday for more Fitspo free motivation. And in the meantime, be well, and here's to your radiant vitality. Thanks for tuning into the Power in Motion podcast today. If you love what you're learning here, then I invite you to take the next step of embodying these concepts into your own life so that you can live your healthiest, happiest life and never again feel held back by your body. Coaching is the fastest, most efficient pathway to taking what you know in your head to actually applying it and seeing results. Whether you're looking to make changes around movement, food, body image, or all three, I'm here to help you nurture a kind, respectful, and trusting relationship with your body so you can feel your very best. Click the link in the show notes to book a free consultation, and together we'll uncover what's getting in the way of you having the results you want. You'll leave this call knowing exactly what you need to work on, and together we'll explore whether one of my coaching offers is a good fit for you. I can't wait to meet you.